The US President Joe Biden has given WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange and his supporters and family the biggest sign of hope that he may yet be freed. Joining us live this morning is Julian Assange's lawyer Jennifer Robinson and his brother Gabrielle Shipton. Good morning to you both. Jennifer, I'll start with you first. I suppose the remark could mean anything, but he definitely heard the question from the reporter because it was said twice. Are you boosted by Biden's response at all?
We are, of course, encouraged by his response, Pete. This is what we've been asking for over 5 years. It's the 5th anniversary today that Julian's been in a high security prison, since he was arrested in the UK and since he's been in prison in the UK in relation to this extradition request. Since 2010, we've been saying this is a dangerous precedent that's being set. Since the Trump administration initiated this indictment, not just us, but all free speech groups have been saying that this is setting a dangerous precedent. And this is what we've been calling for. So we certainly hope that it was a serious remark and that the US will act on it.
So, I mean, there has been the question of whether or not, if Julian Assange was extradited to the US, whether a death penalty would apply to it. I suppose that kind of cloud might still be hanging over Biden's response, might it not?
Well, of course, the High Court in the UK has asked the US to provide assurances both that Julian would, if he's extradited to the United States, that he would not face the death penalty and that he would be enabled to rely on the First Amendment, that he'd have constitutional free speech protections. The US has not yet responded to those assurances. And so it's interesting in this context, when the ball's been put back in the US court by the British courts, that the US president is coming out saying that they're considering dropping it. As I said, we've been asking for this to happen. The Biden administration should drop this case. This is the position we've been putting for a long time. It's what we've been asking the Australian government to ask of the US government. And so we really hope that this is the position that the US government is now going to take.
Yeah, it has gone long enough, that's for sure. Gabrielle, over to you now. So from a family perspective, how do you feel about those comments from Biden this morning?
Well, I mean, it was a nice surprise to wake up to this morning, these comments from the president. But really, I see it as a sort of a foot in the door now for the Australian government and those people advocating for Julian around the world to really double down on these comments and really push hard now for Julian to be returned home to his family, back to Australia. You know, Biden has opened the door a little bit here, and it's really the time for those advocating for Julian in the government and others abroad. Julian's high-profile advocates in governments all around the world to really jump on these comments and really push hard, because I think now is a really time to seize that moment to get Julian back to Australia.
Yeah, last time we spoke, Gabrielle, he didn't attend that court hearing because he wasn't feeling well. How's he doing at the moment?
Well, he's he's hanging in there. This whole process has taken its toll on him. And, we're told by medical experts that he can recover if he's let out of prison. But the longer he's kept in there, the longer he is in danger of, just wasting away and losing his life. And that's what we're really, really fearful of his family, is that he can't hang on, that he won't make it through this process.
Okay. Gabrielle and Jennifer, really appreciate your time this morning. Thank you. We'll talk to you again soon.